Chapter 2 of Horrid Henry and the Mega Mean Time Machine by Francesca Simon, narrated by me. Chapter 2 Horrid Henry and the Mega Mean Time Machine. Horrid Henry flicked the switch. The time machine whirred. Dials spun, buttons pulsed, latches locked. Horrid Henry, time traveller, was ready for blast-off. Now, where to go, where to go? Dinosaurs, thought Henry. Yes! Henry loved dinosaurs. He would love to stalk a few Tyrannosauruses as they rammed pages through the primordial jungle. But what about King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table? Sir Henry, King Arthur would say, booting Lancelot out of his chair. Sure thing, King, said Henry, would reply, twirling his sword. Out of my way, worms! Or what about the Sage of Troy? Heroic Henry, that's who he'd be. The fearless fighter, dashing about, doing daring deeds. Tempting, thought Henry, very tempting. Wait a sec, what about visiting the future, where school was banned and parents had to do whatever their children told them? Ooh. Where everyone had their own spaceship and ate sweets for dinner, and where King Henry the Horrible ruled supreme, chopping off the head of anyone who dared to say no to him. To the future, thought Henry, setting the dial. Bang! Pow! Henry braced himself for the jolt into hyperspace. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Henry, it's my turn! Horrid Henry ignored the alien's whine. 5, 4, 3. Henry, if you don't share, I'm going to tell Mom. Ah! The time machine juddered to a halt. Henry climbed out. Go away, Peter, said Henry. You're spoiling everything. But it's my turn. Go away. Mum said we could both play with the box, said Peter. We could cut out little windows, make a little house, paint flowers. No! Screeched Henry. But, said Peter, he stood there, sitting in his room, holding scissors and crayons. Don't you touch my box, hissed Henry. I will if I want to, said Peter. And it's not yours. Henry has no right to boss him around, thought Peter. He's been waiting such a long time for his turn. Well, he wasn't waiting any longer. He'd start cutting out a window this minute. Peter got out his scissors. Stop! It's a time machine, you toad! Shrieked Henry. Peter gasped. Peter paused. Peter stared at the huge cardboard box. A time machine? A time machine? How could it be a time machine? It is not, said Peter. It is too, said Henry. But it's made of cardboard, said Peter, and the washing machine came in it. Henry sighed. Don't you know anything? If it looked like a time machine, everyone would try to steal it. It's a time machine in disguise. Peter looked at the time machine. On one hand, he didn't believe it. Henry's for a minute. This was just one of Henry's tricks. Peter was 100 million billion% sure Henry was lying. On the other hand, what if Henry was telling the truth for once and there was a real time machine in his sitting room? If it is a time machine, I want to have a go, said Peter. You can't, you're too young, said Henry. I'm not. I are too. Perfect Peter stuck out his bottom lip. I don't believe you anyway. Horrid Henry was outraged. Okay, I'll prove it. I'll go to the future right now. Stand back. Don't move. Horrid Henry leapt into the box and closed the lid. The time machine began to shudder and shake. Then everything was still for a very long time. Perfect Peter didn't know what to do. What if Henry was gone? Forever? What if he was stuck in the future? I could have his room, thought Peter. I could watch whatever I wanted on telly. Suddenly the box tipped over and Horrid Henry staggered out. Where am I? he stuttered. Then he collapsed onto the floor. Peter stared at Henry. Henry stared widely at Peter. "I've been to the future," gasped Henry, panting. "It was amazing. I just met my great-great-great-grandson. He still lives in this house and he looks just like you." "So, he's pretty?" "Well, what did you say?" hissed Henry. "Nothing," said Peter quickly. He didn't know what to think. Is this a trick? "Is this a trick, Henry?" "Course it isn't," said Henry. "And just for that, I won't let you have a go." "I can if I want to," said Peter. You keep away from my time machine," said Henry. "One wrong move and you'll get blasted into the future." Perfect Peter walked a few steps towards the time machine. Then he paused. "What's it like in the future?" "Boys wear dresses," said Horrid Henry, "and lipstick. People talk Ugg language. You'd probably like it. Everyone just eats vegetables." "Really?" "And kids have loads of homework." Perfect Peter loved homework. "Ooh!" This Peter had to see, just in case Henry was telling the truth. "I'm going to the future and you can't stop me." "Go ahead," said Henry. Then he snorted. "Can't go looking like that." "Why not?" said Peter. "'Cause everyone will laugh at you." Perfect Peter hated people laughing at him. "Why?" "Because to them you look weird. Are you sure you really want to go to the future?" said Peter. "Yes." "Are you sure you're sure?" "Yes," said Peter. "Then I'll get you ready," said Henry solemnly. "Thank you, Henry," said Peter. Maybe he'd been wrong about Henry. Maybe going to the future turned him into a nice brother. Horrid Henry dashed out of the sitting room. Perfect Peter felt a quiver of excitement. The future. What if Henry really was telling the truth? Horrid Henry turned home carrying a large wicker basket. He pulled out an old red dress as Mum's, some lipstick, and a black frothy drink. "Here, put this on," said Henry. Perfect Peter put on the dress. It dragged onto the floor. "Now, with a bit of lipstick," said Horrid Henry, applying the big blobs of red lipstick all over Peter's face. "You'll fit right in." "Perfect," he said, standing back to admire his handiwork. "You look just like a boy from the future." "Okay," said Perfect Peter. "Now, listen carefully," said Henry. "When you arrive, you won't be able to speak the language unless you drink this bibble-babble drink. Take this with you and drink it when you get there." Henry held out this frothy black drink from his Dungeon drink kit. Peter took it. "You can now enter the time machine." Peter obeyed. His heart was pounding. "Don't get out until the time machine has stopped moving completely. Then count to 25. And open the hatch very, very slowly. You don't want a bit of you in the 23rd century and a bit of you in here in the 21st. Good luck." Henry swirled the box round and round and round. Peter began to feel dizzy. The drink sloshed on the floor. Then everything was still. Peter's head was spinning. He counted to 25, then crapped out. He was in the sitting room of a house that just looked just like his. A boy wearing a bathrobe and a silver waggly antenna with his face painted in blue stripes stood in front of him. "Ugh," said the strange boy. "Henry," said Peter. "Ugh, ugh, bleach, bleep, bloop," said the boy. "Ugh, ugh," said Peter uncertainly. "Ugh, ugh, drink, ugh," said the boy, pointing to Peter's bibble-babble drink. Peter drank a few drops and left. "I'm Zog," said Zog. "Who are you?" "I'm Peter," said Peter. "Ah, welcome. You must be my great-great-great-uncle Peter. Your very nice brother, Henry, told me all about you when he visited me from the past." "Oh, what did he say?" said Peter. "That you were an ugly toad." "I am not," said Peter. Wait a minute, he added suspiciously. Henry said that boys wore dresses in the future. They do, said Zog quickly. I'm a girl. Oh, said Peter. He gasped. Henry would never in a million years say he was a girl, not even if he was being poked with red-hot pokers. Could it be? Peter looked round. The room looked just like his sitting room. Zog snorted. Of course it does, Uncle Pete. This is now the Peter Museum. You're famous in the future. Everything here's been kept exactly as it was. The way to the Peter Museum. Peter beamed. He was famous in the future. He always knew he'd be famous. A Peter Museum. He couldn't wait to tell Spotless Sam and Tidy Ted. It's just one more thing. What about Henry? He asked. Is Henry famous too? Nah, said Zog smoothly. He's known as, what's his name, Peter's older brother. Ah, Peter swelled with pride. Henry was in his lowly place at last. That proved it. He'd really travelled in the future. Peter looked out of the window. Strange how future didn't look so different from his own time. Zog pointed. Our spaceships, he announced. Peter stared. Spaceships looked exactly like cars. Why aren't they flying? Said Peter. Only at night time, said Zog. You can either drive them or fly them. Wow, said Peter. Don't you have a spaceship? Said Zog. No, said Peter. Cars. I didn't know they had cars in olden days, said Zog. Do you have blitzkatrons and zappin' snappers? No, said Peter. What? The front door slammed. Mum walked in. She stared at Peter. What on earth? Don't be scared, said Peter. I'm Peter. I come from the past. I'm your great-great-grandfather. Mum looked at Peter. Peter looked at Mum. Why are you wearing my dress? Said Mum. It's not one of yours, silly, said Peter. It belonged to my mom. I see, said Mum. Come on, Uncle Pete, said Zog, quickly taking Peter firmly by the arm. I'll show you our supersonic hammock in the garden. Okay, Zog, said Peter happily. Mum beamed. It's so lovely to see you playing nicely with your brother Henry. Peter stood still. What did you just call him? Henry, said Mum. Peter felt a chill. So his name's not Zog, and he's not a girl. Not the last time I looked, said Mum. And the house isn't the Peter Museum? Mum glared at Henry. Henry, have you been teasing Peter again? Tricked you, shrieked Henry. Nah, 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 nah. Wait till I tell everybody. No! Squealed Peter. No! How could you believe this horrible brother? Henry, you horrid boy! Go to your room now! No TV for the rest of the day, said Mum. But Horrid Henry didn't care. The Mega Mean Time Machine would go down in history as his greatest trick ever. That's the end of this chapter. If you enjoyed, please do not forget to press that subscribe button and that like button. And I'll see you all in the next chapter.